Yeah, so the European Association for Sport Management is a fantastic conference. Having the ability to go overseas and meet colleagues, universities, how sport management's done in an international landscape is an amazing experience. I've had the pleasure of going to Brasov, Romania to run, but never within an academic setting. And so having that experience, especially as a program director, for me, as much as it was great for the research piece, it expanded my knowledge and understanding of how sports work in areas that we'd love to see our students here in Lawrence, Kansas be able to broaden their scope. And so much value was offered through kind of, again, that challenge of taking things outside of the States. Yeah, so sport management's an amazing field. Something that we look at in sport is, or maybe a challenge that we have is, how do we teach it all? And teaching the international sports scene is something that, really kind of separates the good from the great. Having the capacity to show those different cultures and experiences, histories, lived experiences, things like that is crucial for our student growth, but also for our faculty as well, to remember that, we walk down the street and we see the Kansas City Chiefs, the Royals, things like that. When we were over in Paris, you're on the public transportation and people aren't decked out in jerseys. You'd see a couple of ball caps, but other than that, the sports and kind of just that part of what makes U.S. sport culture what it is missing. And so to me, it expanded my appreciation for things like cycling and running, because constantly as we were commuting to and from the conference, moving around Paris, we were seeing people immersed in sport, but in different ways. And not only that, but seeing them come together. You'd see others kind of doing, running or cycling alone, but there were so many groups, people wearing the same kind of singlets or training material, things like that. It's fascinating to see that kind of culture within that landscape. And so we were blessed to have some pretty strong representation, both from alumni who are now incredible scholars at other universities, and so it was amazing to see them and all the success they've had while still feeling proud of them for being Jayhawks, and then also getting to see several colleagues as well as a doc student who gained her first experience within the academic research conference scene, and so it was amazing to get to share that, especially when you're that far away from home. It was cool to, again, see all of us in our elements. But yeah, just one research study for me, but hopefully in the future, a few more. Yeah, and so that's the cool part of academic conferences. You have the presentation piece that we get to be a part of, which goes so fast, you kind of blink and it's here and gone. You spend that time preparing, the flight over, things like that, but really the value is who you're connecting with, the other research that's being done in the field, and as more of a teaching professor, I try to utilize what's coming up the ladder, especially being in sport communication, which is what our research study presentation was kind of more in. And that connects directly to what I'm teaching this semester. One of my classes is sport communication. Having the ability to get to know other professors who are doing great work in our area that we're teaching is huge. That's crucial for expanding our scope of knowledge, being able to make sure that our students aren't learning old material. We pride ourselves in being able to make sure that our students have what's happening right now in sport. It's great what happened in the past. We can we can still teach through those things, but for me to be the best teacher I can be, I need to make sure that I'm immersed in those kind of components that you gain through these kind of research presentations.